Hey everyone, get ready, because we are diving deep, deep into Halloween.
And I am so ready.
We are looking past the usual tricks and treats
Right.
to uncover the history behind this, honestly, kind of spooky celebration.
It is fascinating, really, to think how much of what we see today, like with Halloween, goes way back. Like, take Samhain, for instance, ancient Celtic festival.
Yeah, Samhain, that's considered where it all began.
Well, it is. But it wasn't just about the end of harvest season, you know?
Oh, okay.
This was also like a liminal time. It was a time when people believed that the line between, us and the dead was like paper thin.
Oh, wow. So imagine just for a second believing that there's this veil between us and the spirit world, and it could just like thin out
Right.
and allow spirits to walk among us. That makes it all a lot creepier.
Absolutely. And it's amazing, right? The Celts, they would light these huge bonfires
Yeah.
and wear costumes during Samhain. Like they were saying, yo, spirits, we see you. Not scared. It's like this very human thing, We want to understand, control the things that we fear, death, the dark, the unknown. And we see it pop up in celebrations during this time of the year.
Yeah.
In so many cultures.
It's amazing, like these ancient fears, we still feel them today.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that have changed over time, why are we carving pumpkins? I vaguely remember something about turnips.
Ah, you're thinking about Stingy Jack.
Yeah.
That old Irish myth.
Yeah.
He had his little turnip lantern.
Yeah.
It's a story about this blacksmith that tricked the actual devil.
Oh, wow.
And as punishment, he's doomed to walk the earth with only this carved out turnip to light his way.
I always loved carving pumpkins as a kid. It's funny how ingrained pumpkins are in Halloween, even though they're not the original.
Right. I mean, it's really interesting how when Irish immigrants came to America, pumpkins were just like everywhere. Turnips, not so much.
Yeah.
So they adapted, took what they had and made it work. Traditions change, they move, they blend with new cultures and environments.
Yeah, and Halloween has definitely come a long way. It went from a small ancient ritual to a global phenomenon.
It has.
You look at Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, it's a beautiful tradition. They blend ancient Aztec beliefs with Catholic ones.
Yeah.
And then there's Japan. Halloween is like massive costume parties, giant cosplay events. It's really incredible to see.
Like it really shows you how, I don't know, how important these themes of like life, death, and community are to us. Yeah. It's global, but each culture takes those themes and expresses them in their own way. It's so cool.
You know what else is really interesting about Halloween? It's huge business. We all know the costumes, the candy, the decorations, but I was blown away to learn that in the US, it's the second largest commercial holiday.
Really?
After Christmas.
Wow. That is really interesting, especially when you think about it, because even those ancient festivals, they often revolved around like trade and feasts and stuff.
Right.
It seems like no matter what, we as humans crave these celebrations and rituals,
I'll get that.
And today, our modern world, it just plays out on a much larger scale.
Yeah, totally. It's like this ancient impulse, but supersized. And it's not all fun and games either, right?
Right.
There's this whole other side to Halloween. There's vandalism, and while not common, those real cases of tampered candy.
Yeah. Yeah, you bring up a good point. There are some downsides we have to think about. Even places like Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, right.
They've really leaned into the whole Halloween tourism thing.
Yeah.
Because of their history with witchcraft, know? And because of that, you tend to see more of those negative issues around Halloween.
It is a shame, honestly, that something that's about community and celebration can also have these risks tied to them. Makes you stop and think. Yeah.
It does. It does. We have to remember, though, to be aware. Check the Halloween candy. Stick to well-lit areas and just be present and aware of your surroundings. You can have fun and be safe.
Absolutely. Awareness, not fear, is key.
100%.
And since we're talking about things to be mindful of, what about those Halloween colors? Orange and black. They're everywhere, but I never really thought about what they mean.
Yeah, good point. Well, with orange, you got the harvest connection going all the way back to the roots of the holiday, celebrating that end of the harvest season.
Oh, right.
And then there's black. That one's a bit more, well, it's always been associated with death, mystery, the unknown.
It's a powerful combination, though, when you put those two together.
It is. It's like this balance of celebrating and, I don't know, like reverence for what we don't understand.
And these themes, they don't just stay in the West, it's global.
They really are. Take the Philippines, for example.
Mm.
They've got this tradition, Pangagalalua, where kids go door to door singing for the dead, asking for little gifts.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful way that they, celebrate and, acknowledge those who have passed.
It really makes you think, as we are all out there carving pumpkins, planning our costumes, we are taking part in something much bigger than ourselves. The thing has been going on for centuries, all over the world in different ways.
Yeah,
Halloween really is so much more than meets the eye.
it really is.
Yeah.
It's spooky and fun, but it's also this tapestry of beliefs, traditions, and history.
It is. Well said. Now, for all of you listening, here's something to think about. If you could bring back as A and I a forgotten Halloween tradition, what would it be?